Morning folks, thought I'd do a short video just to show the prep that we do on the vehicles that we take in before we put them out for sale. As you can see, this is a 2012 Fiat 500 that came in yesterday. It got an MOT until May of next year, but there are a couple of advisories on the MOT, and as you know, we don't like advisories, so we'll correct them before they go out. Advisory number one is for corrosion on the exhaust, and as you can see, it's got a bit of a leak there and it's in general poor condition, so we'll put a new exhaust on this one. Second advisory is for corrosion on the rear axle. Now, it's really common on these Fiat 500s that they get this advisory or this issue, and what it is, it's surface rust. When they came from the factory, the finish on the rear axles was really poor. End of the day, they're Italian, not designed for good old British weather. The surface finish starts to crack away and it gets corrosion underneath. Now, as long as you catch it early enough, and if you've got a Fiat 500, it's worth checking out and sorting if it's not been done. As long as you catch it early enough, you can clean all this surface rust, flaky paint off. And what we generally do, we get a wire brush underneath, get everything cleaned up. Obviously you won't get to absolutely every bit of rust, because where the rear beam is there, it's quite difficult to get into. But we get 90% off, and then we use this rust converter. A simple spray on. You spray it on, leave it for 20 minutes, and it does a chemical reaction basically that turns any rust that's still there into metal. Hardens it all off. You'll see if you use it, anything that was rust goes black and stops being flaky. When we've done that, just to give it some protection, we then underseal or stone chip the whole of the underneath of this rear beam. Once that's all done, you've got no concerns. Years of protection and how they should have come out of the factory. I'll end the video now, and I'll update when we've got all this corrosion off, so you can see how it all cleans up, and then I'll go through it in stages with you and just show start to finish what these little axles, rear beams, whatever you want to call them, come up like. Thanks very much. Okay folks, so axle now, as you can see, all the surface rust is off. So, all solid metal underneath. See, as long as you get them early enough, they clean up okay. If you are doing one yourself, make sure you do inside these cups. Get them clean as you can in there. They do hold water, and that's where you get the rust build up. So yeah, small wire brush inside here. They actually don't normally rust too badly in there. As you can see, most of the original surface is still there, so they're not too bad. But you want a selection of wire brushes, big and small. I cheated and got the wire brush on the grinder there, and you'll end up with a nice pile like that. So yeah, we'll treat it with some rust converter now. You can see I've cleaned the bottoms of these springs up as well. Similar thing, if you've got heavy corrosion, these ones are okay, but if you've got heavy corrosion on these, they're not expensive to replace if they are savable. Give them a good clean up, and then at the same time you can give them a coat as well. Back soon. Okay folks, that's the rust converter all on. So as you can see, as I said before, what it does, it chemically reacts with the corrosion, and you can see it's all gone black. Now I generally leave this an hour or two. It says 20 minutes, but give it an hour or two to do its magic. Make sure everything's solid, and then we'll go over it again and just make sure there's no loose bits or bits that we've missed, but as you can see, it's all solid now. When I'm doing these, I always do the ferrules on the brake pipes, just to keep the corrosion from building on them in the future. These little brackets that hold the handbrake cable up, you can see the cable tied up, they rot through. They're not there for anything else other than to hold the handbrake cable up. So 99 out of 100 of these that you look at, you'll find that that little bracket's gone and they've been cable tied up. Perfectly fine, not an issue with MOT. Literally, it's just to hold the handbrake cable up to keep it off the ground. So yeah, you'll see that a lot. So yeah, that's all ready to be under sealed now. As I say, make sure you get inside these cups, because that's one place that it will hold water. But yeah, stay tuned. And there we go, folks, all done. So if you're doing one of these, make sure you get into all the nooks and crannies best you can. But definitely worth doing. As I say, if you catch these early enough, you can save the rear axle and what will be an expensive job. Now, no worries for the new owner for years to come. Thanks for watching.